Chit-chatting as girlfriends, and this was a while ago when you said Lorena was working on something pretty remarkable and never done before for exactly just that. And I thought, oh, please, because our skin is so different during these, difficult times of menopause or premenopause or postmenopausal for that matter. And I say that because there's never ever been done anything really has been researched like we're providing to everybody in the MenoReverse concentrate. And it is a deep wrinkle, one-time application that you will notice the difference with long-term benefit. So, and special price today. It's normally $78. It's $49.50. I've been using this for about a month now. And the amazing thing is yes, I noticed instantly the very first time I used it because it is instant. But as I continue to use it, I feel like I'm getting more compliments on my skin. I'm seeing more and more great results. So Liz, explain to everybody how this all came to be. I tried to want to just because we were both going through the same thing at the same time. And you said, Lynn, you've got to try this.
Yes, I was like, Lynn, if you haven't gotten your hands on this, let me just tell you why it's so remarkable. And I had just come back from a press event where we had beauty editors in New York at this event. And it was interesting because we had 24 dermatologists come and they weren't invited. And I asked one of the dermatologists, why are you here? And she said, Liz, because I don't have anything in my office that I can recommend for women that have gone through menopause. So what happens is that usually in your 20s and 30s, and there you can see it's been written up in Forbes magazine, the New York Times, it's been on the Today Show, it's been, the Good Housekeeping sale, it's been everywhere because it truly is a breakthrough. There isn't another product out there that can even come close to this. And as you mentioned in the beginning, Lynn, it's because Korres actually owns this technology. But Len has been studying this for about 4 years. Why? She herself was going through menopause. Her fellow scientists were going through menopause. Their mothers were going through menopause. And here's what happens. And actually, Lena Korres has written a book about menopause and what happens to our skin. She's been studying the biological path of menopause. But here's what happens, and nobody tells you this. And I would not even know it if I didn't work with Korres. But in your 20s and 30s, we lose about 1% to 2% collagen a year, and we age slowly. Then you hit menopause. And what happens is it's almost like you fell off a cliff, you lose 30% collagen within a matter of, I know. And no one,
Whoa.
I mean, I've talked to numerous doctors. No one ever told me. Even your lipids, you lose 36%. You look in the mirror and you see your mother and you're saying, oh my gosh, what has happened to my skin? And it was interesting. We did focus groups all over Europe, all over the US, Texas, New York, Florida, everywhere. And typically when you do a focus group, you have about 15 to 20 women. That's a good show, a show of people. Even in Florida, Lynn, we had over 50 women and they weren't happy. They were bringing their products to us and they were saying, okay, so I go to the beauty counter and I was told that I need this anti-aging cream, this serum, I need this product, and they just dumped out their bags. So many of them washed their face during our, we let all of them come in, by the way. We just didn't leave it at 20 because we just thought, oh my gosh, this many women want to learn about menopause and what they can do for their skin. We let everybody in. We gave everybody this. They washed their, half of them, I would say, washed their face and put this on and said, no, I mean, a lot of them were in tears, Lynn. I mean, honestly, I don't mean to be, but it gave you chills. I mean, honestly, they were angry, but then when they left, they were just so excited because Lena Korres has discovered this ingredient, this MenoReverse technology that when it touches menopausal skin or postmenopausal skin, it actually does something where it helps the deep lines and wrinkles. It penetrates into the skin. Because if you're using a basic serum and moisturizer, you're probably noticing it stopped working, right? It's been doing great, but then when you go through menopause, everything is like at a halt.
And this stops. Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's true. And I believe we have testimonials, Liz, from some of those ladies that you were just mentioning that really you'll hear, it goes right from the heart. Take a listen.
After menopause, I noticed that my skin was dry, wrinkly.
I was so surprised how quickly my skin started changing. It wasn't supple like it used to be, just dry spots.
A dullness has entered.
But I always want to look the best that I can possibly look.
You know, I can never be young again, but I want to be the best me.
After MenoReverse, I saw changes right away. The suppleness came back, the glow came back.
My face felt moisturized.
And I would just keep touching my skin.
For me, MenoReverse has been kind of a rejuvenation of my life. I just felt gorgeous again.
Well, you know, Liz, we can't put a price tag on that. You know, when you're going through so many other issues, and then on top of that, you look at your skin and you're like, really? Like,
I know.
I don't need another thing to deal with.
Exactly, exactly. So one drop on, that's it, one drop on clean skin. And yes, it is gorgeous because you do get the instant results. And I was telling you that so many makeup artists are reaching out to me saying, oh my gosh, can I get some of that for my clients? But yes, you get that smoothness. You'll notice that the pores are less noticeable because nobody tells you that. As you just heard in the testimonial, nobody tells you about the blotchiness. Nobody tells you about the large pores.
The dryness.
Yes, of course. Right. You know, dry like the Sahara was probably the biggest word that we heard. But the difference in the composition of our skin, what happens is because we are losing the 30% of the collagen and 36% of the lipids, we're losing the volume, we're losing the density. And it's interesting when you understand the science of it because the epidermis actually gets really thin like tissue paper. And then the bottom layer actually gets it gets thicker, but then it gets kind of where it caves in a little bit. But you have to have a product that's the right consistency that penetrates all the way down. And Lynn, this is what happens when it does. Look at these results.
Yes.
I know.
Yes, and this is one application. That's the thing that we have to keep reiterating because people think, well, okay, it's a concentrate. And we do have an amazing moisturizer that we're gonna also mention that has been very, very popular you can use in conjunction. But this is the powerhouse, the concentrate. This is what's gonna give you results like we're showcasing right here in some of the most difficult areas. I was mentioning this one in particularly earlier. That's a tough area and a deep line, vertically and horizontal, to show such a huge result.
Exactly. And all of our models, by the way, and of course, all of our testing, and to be able to say this on TV, you have to prove that all of your models have gone through menopause, through even post-menopause. And look at Christine's skin, because talk about a difference. So typically on air or on TV, right, you put a skincare product on, you're going to look a little bit better, but look at how much better. This is going from I look okay to wow, I look great. Because look at Christine. I know. Look at the blotchiness. You can even notice the jowling. I learned that word from our focus group. They said, Liz, it's not sagging. It's called jowling. When your jawline, you start to get the dips where one side starts to hang lower than the other. Look at the after.
Wow. And this is, again, what she's been using, but she just had to put it on a little earlier because you're getting that instant result. But with continuous use, Christine, you're seeing the same thing. Christine, great, great results. After using it for 2 or 3 months. It's like, you love getting those instant results. I mean, let's face it, but then to know that you know, again, in the future, it's only gonna get more and more beneficial to all of those different issues that you may be experiencing from menopausal skin. We are very, very busy right now. Little bit goes a long way. Special event priced at $49.50. Flex pay here at $16.50. All Korres is free shipping and handling. It's all I can say. If you've not gone through menopause, you don't even probably have an idea of what we're talking about. But if you are and have, and you're saying, oh my goodness, I can relate to all of that, this is the concentrate for you. And it's why, since we launched it, Liz, everybody's saying the exact same thing. And so thank you, Lana, for doing that and finally addressing such a really an issue that hasn't really been addressed, or if it has been addressed, not with amazing results like we're seeing with the MenoReverse. So with that, we also have the MenoReverse in the hydrating cream. I use both. And if you can do it,